final order cutoff comics that you need to know about for October 25th, 2021. Hey everyone, it's vmcampos, comic book fan. Welcome to the latest episode of Final Order Cutoff Comics with vmcampos. Hey, that's me. This is the series where I talk about the comics that you need to know about, that you need to pre-order by the deadline of Final Order Cutoff, so that you're guaranteed your copy of the book. Be sure to patronize your local comic shops. Check right over here to find a comic shop. Tell them vmcampos sent you and try to get that mythical 69% discount for doing so. If you enjoy the video, consider pressing the join button right here in YouTube to pledge $1 to become part of the VmCrew to keep the channel going. For $1, I think it's worth it. Also, check me out on Whatnot, the brand new live auction selling platform. I've had a few sales, and so far they've been a smashing success. People getting comics at really good deals. It's basically eBay, but it's live. We hang out, I sell comics, we all chat and such. We have a good time. Check me out on Whatnot. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, let's check out the new comics coming soon. Let's check out what I'm picking up, and we'll point out a few things that might be cool to you. Switching over to the Previews World website, we'll see what publishers are coming out with comics very soon, point out some ones that I'm personally going to pick up, and then some recommendations for you. So let's check out the comics. So going in order over here, the first publisher that I see is Image Comics, and what's this? The new Walking Dead Deluxe issue number 27 is coming out soon. That of course means the introduction of the Governor, the first big bad villain of the world of The Walking Dead. If you don't know by now, Image is republishing the Walking Dead comics in full glorious color, so you can experience what it was like to read the Walking Dead comics way back then in 2003 when no one knew about this series before it became a big blockbuster. So I'm picking up a copy, of course, but I'm going for the Walking Dead Local Comic Shop Day foil variant. Longtime fans of the channel know that I'm a sucker for the gimmick covers, all that 90s goodness. So I like it when they bring that back once in a while, such as these foil variant covers right here. So we're going to see some foil up on the title, plus the knife. Beautiful red cover. Might be a tough book to get in 9.8 with such a solid color there, but that's the one I'm going to pre-order. What about you? Moving over to Dark Horse Comics, the one that I've been enjoying there is GRU meets Tarzan. So if you don't know about GRU, you need to get hip with GRU. GRU is a creation from Sergio Aragonés, who has worked at Mad Magazine since the 60s, and he draws those little drawings on the corners, on the edges of Mad Magazine. Plus, he's one of the featured artists over at San Diego Comic-Con, the Quick Draw panel. It's often him, Scott Shaw, and then a third artists being corralled by Mark Evanier, and they just draw rapidly. It's like improv drawing. And GRU has been a character that's existed since the 80s, starting at Pacific Comics, going Marvel Comics, Dark Horse, etc. They said it couldn't be done, but we've got Tarzan, the classic Robert E. Howard character, meeting up with GRU. Hilarity ensues. It's a very meta book because the creator, Sergio and Mark Evanier, are in the comic planning to make a GRU versus Tarzan book, and then they sort of start imagining what would happen. So did it really happen? Did it not? Who cares? It's comics. It's all good. Colors by Tom Luth and lettered by Stan Sakai. So I'm definitely picking this one up. The series is coming to a close. It'll be here in trade paperbacks soon, but I like getting the individual books because of all of the extra material. What about you? Moving over to IDW, I just have to make you aware of this one here, the My Little Pony Generations number 2. This is the Nicola Cacciatore cover, and the reason I'm bringing this to your attention because I just love these names of these evil ponies. Friendship begins to fall apart as their lackeys Black Belle, Shadow Storm, and Violet Shiver wreak havoc on Ponyville, and then they all look really badass there on the cover. Do not mess with these ponies. I picked up issue 1. I haven't read it yet to see if I want to continue with issue number 2, but I'm making you aware that we've got ponies. Check it out. What I am definitely getting over here is the Star Wars Adventures number 12, cover B. This is from IDW. This is Tales of Villainy. And look at this Asajj Ventress cover. Asajj is such a cool character. I remember when she debuted back in the original Clone Wars, the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars. Remember those short those old short Star Wars cartoons. So, fan favorite Asajj Ventress, she's so cool. And so here we have Andrew Griffith doing the writing and the art on this series. It's a kind of cool anthology series. You get 2 stories for the price of 1. Star Wars Adventures, it's a little bit more for the younger generation. It's the IDW Publishing of Star Wars to supplement what we're seeing over at Marvel. And lastly, at IDW, I've been picking up these Usagi Yojimbo reprints. This is reprinting the Dragon Bellow Conspiracy, which was published way back in the 80s at Fantagraphics, but this is the first time in color. So if you want to jump into a classic Usagi Yojimbo story before the debut of the streaming series, here is a book to get. Now, also, we've got David Peterson doing the covers. David Peterson of the Mouse Guard comics is doing his interpretation of these covers, like when we previously saw Peach Momoko doing her interpretation of Usagi Yojimbo in the reprints Wanderer's Road. We're getting David Peterson doing these epic Usagi covers. So fluffy. That's a really fluffy Usagi. Tomoe and Lord Noriyuki round out. I never really thought about that, but he's a panda, isn't he? Now here's an obvious panda here, but in the original comics he's a little less panda-ish. Are you into Usagi Yojimbo? Tell me in the comments. Moving over to DC Comics, there's a lot to choose from. Here's a comic that stood out to me. We've got the latest Batman, but it's because of this amazing cover. Check out Miracle Molly and Harley Quinn. Let's get a zoom in close up here. This cover is so amazing. There's so much going on. The coloring is great. The posing is great. Their expressions, the outfits. If you haven't been paying attention to Batman, we've got a new character, Miracle Molly. And then, of course, Harley Quinn, new outfit. It's a subtly new outfit. And I've been enjoying her series with art by Riley Rosmo. And here's a cardstock cover for the latest issue of Batman. If you're more into Poison Ivy, how about this Jenny Frison cardstock cover of Poison Ivy? This is happening in the Catwoman series, issue 37, but this is a gorgeous cover. Simplified coloring in a way, very subtle, amazing expression. I love the details of the flowers. This is an amazing cover. Now let me point this comic out here. This is the sort of like, I can't believe they're publishing this, The Refrigerator Full of Heads. This is the cover B, so maybe not a lot of people will see it, but check out this cover. This is the most horror-filled cover I've ever seen on a DC comic. Now it is the Joe Hill House Black Label subsidiary of DC Comics, where they can get more mature, but these are bloody heads on the hood of a semi-truck barreling down on you, and even the semi-truck looks so evil with the cabin there and then the little skull. So getting the close-up view of all of this is amazing art, but I can't believe this is a cover of a DC comic. Clutch those pearls, parents! What are your kids reading? There's a brand new Robin series. I'm picking up the Babs Tar variant cover. Sight unseen. I don't see any preview art here to enjoy, but I love Babs Tar's art. So I'm going to pick this one up. And basically all the Robins come together to have an adventure. No, we don't have Carrie Kelly. She's from an alternate timeline. But we do have Stephanie Brown. Moving over to DC Comics, I've got to ask you. Now, do you prefer the art of Spider-Man number 80 from R.B. Silva, which is, the classic traditional style of comic art? Or what do you think about this Arthur Adams variant art? Let's get a zoom in close-up of this. This is obviously very cartoony art. This is the regular cover. The other one was cover B, but this is very unique art that you never see on the big flagship titles of these publishers. And look, you even see the detail here of the little spider going on Ben Reilly's costume. Really green teeth from Kraven over here. This is not the interior art, this is just the cover, but wouldn't it have been amazing to also have this very mannered cover art in the interiors? But let me ask you, what do you think about that? Do you like this very mannered art, or do you want the more realistic style of art? Obviously this is very good art, better than any of us can create, but which of the two would you prefer? So one of the comics that I was just reading in all completion very recently was Black Cat. I picked up the first couple of issues, it was enjoyable, but then I got in a kick to get all of them and read the complete storyline, and I'm glad I did. This was a storyline that was happening over the last couple of years, from 2019 to now. Jed MacKay was creating a complete Catwoman storyline. She's one of Marvel's greatest thieves, and she was teaming up with her mentor, the Black Fox, so Felicia Hardy, Black Cat. And I went back and reread the whole series. There were 12 issues on Volume 1 and then 10 issues in Volume 2 that just ended. And now here we have something that ties it all together. Infinity Score. Felicia is stealing the Infinity Gems. So I'm picking up this variant cover here with her own cat-like Infinity Gauntlet. Really cool. If we do a close-up of the art here, this is by Ji-Hyun Lee. Love this art. We've got the smoky eye makeup, lipstick, the expression. Those gems look really cool. Plus her version of the glove with more of the cat claws. So I can't wait to see how it all ties up together, this 2-year-long storyline of the Black Cat. The final Marvel book to look at the moment is Happy Birthday X-Force. That series is celebrating 30 years in style with a brand new one-shot and also a bunch of Rob Liefeld covers. So you just have to pick who you want. Shatterstar, Deadpool, Major X, Venompool, Domino, or Cable. I'm going to go with the Cable cover. There's also the J. Scott Campbell cover. And here is the latest generation of Rob Liefeld art. It's really cool to kind of compare the classic Liefeld art with the current Liefeld art. He definitely has his style, and I really like how sort of like chunky Cable looks here if you get a close-up. I like this style. The luminous highlights and the computer colorization is cool, along with the bulky, stocky build. Even that arm hair looks really good, and of course don't forget the pouches. Got the cool little highlight on the eye, and his hair looks dope. And as I said, there's a bunch of different variant covers. There's a whole team cover. There's a different team cover as well. There's a Ron Lim variant cover, and then there's the connecting covers. That Cable connects with all of these other ones, so that's pretty cool to put them all connected together. You don't get a big sense that they're connected, except for Venompool plus Domino here. It would have been a little cooler if they kind of overlapped a little bit more. And then yeah, we've got the Ron Lim variant cover. Pretty cool. Now this one, X-Men Legends number 9, the Carrie Andrews variant cover. I'm getting confused by it. I think I know what I'm seeing, but I wish it was something else. If we get a close-up of the cover, this says Adamantium foil variant. I don't think this is actually a foil variant, even though it feels like a classic 90s foil variant cover. You know, I can tell that that those numbers in the background would be glittery and sparkly like some 90s goodness. I think it's just trying to pay homage to those classic gimmick covers of the day. I'm picking it up. I love the art style, the 90s feel to it, even with the corner art box, even though it was usually on the left, wasn't it? And just this great looking berserker Wolverine, and Jubilee is cool as ever with her rollerblades and bubblegum. So I'll do a video of this later if it really is in foil, because I would love it to be in foil. And even if it's not, it's still a pretty cool cover. And we'll wrap up the video with a Dynamite comic book. I'm picking up Elvira meets Vincent Price. This has been a really fun series. David Avallone as the writer, Juan Samu as the artist, and I've been getting the photo variant covers. Look at this amazing photo variant cover of Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark herself. She's blowing some bubbles, but it's actually evil smoke. So I wonder, are these photos that were done recently or throughout the years of Elviradom? Did you know that the actress that plays Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, just published a tell-all autobiography that does tell all? The book will get your heart pumping and give you goosebumps. But anyway, what this story is about is the ghost of Vincent Price returns to help Elvira stop the end of the world by retrieving one of his lost films. Very cool art, very fun story, a lot of bad puns, great jokes, and visuals. And that was this week's Final Order Cutoff Comics video. What do you think? What do you like? What should I be on the lookout for? What are you picking up? Tell me all about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, battle the Minotaur, do all that good stuff. Help this channel go viral. And also don't forget to check me out on Whatnot. Go over here to Whatnot. Get the Whatnot app. It's available for Android, for iPhone. It's live sales, live auctions of comics, and you get to hang out with me as we do the auction. Everyone wins. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, or comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, battle the Minotaur, do all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you in the next video.